forevermore. Show you what's behind heaven's door. And when the fires and the winds are raging, and the darkness swallows up the sun, rest assured I will steal some holy water and exercise your demon.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody doing out there? Let me get my sounds situated. Yeah, this is Bob on Bob's Blues and the News. And yeah, let me talk to me. That's a little tune called Exorcise. Exorcise. No, it sounds like it says exercise your demons. No, it's exorcise. Meaning get rid of the demons, not exercise them, but get rid of them. That's the idea, is to get rid of the demons, right? And there's so many demons at play. Everywhere you look, if you follow the news like I do, you know, there are just all this negative energy everywhere. A lot of lashon hara. That's the term Jews use for when you speak slander against other people. That's just so much hate. You know, there's hate between the Republicans and the Democrats. There's hate between the MAGA Republicans and the far-right Republicans who are more isolationist and anti-Israel and anti-Semites, really. There's hate, of course, between the Arabs and the Western world. I'm talking generally, of course. There are good Arabs, but, you know, especially these jihadists, the Shia seem to be the worst. They're the ones ruling in Iran and Hezbollah. They want to bring back the 12th Imam, their Mahdi, their Messiah, and we have to destroy the world before we can do it, right? So they say. Of course, Trump's trying to make peace. He wants to be the peacemaker. Trump, I give him A for effort, but I don't know if he's got the right approach. I don't know if he's really studied the mentality of the Middle East, or has really gotten a good insight to how they think. I'm sure people have told him. I mean, he has plenty of advisors, so he must have people who are experts, who speak the language, who know how the Muslims act, who have studied the Quran, Islam, and how they negotiate, and how you can't really believe anything they say. But he wants to believe them, it seems like. At least verbally, he says that publicly. You know, we're going to have a deal in a couple of days. And then, you know, there are attacks in the Middle East between Israel and Hezbollah, or Iran fires a couple of rockets, and then the negotiations are awful. I mean, it's been going like this for at least this is a 100-day war so far. Nothing just past 100 days. And we started off really nailing them, right? We really punched them hard, dropping all those bombs over there and really decimating their infrastructure, well, at least their military. But now we got the Strait of Hormuz is still an issue. And, you know, the Iranians, one will say one thing, and on one channel, you turn on another channel, you'll see an Iranian speak, and he'll say just the opposite, you know. And then they'll call Bibi and give him a hard time for, you know, defending Israel against the rockets that come from Hezbollah and everywhere else. And then they cool down. They said, no, we are on the same page, really. But, you know, that seems to be a lot of disagreement on how to react. I mean, within the administration, I mean, there are probably people around Trump who said, yeah, you need to really hit him hard again. And there are other people who said, nah, you don't really have to. Let's just wait him out. I mean, it's true. Iran is getting weaker and weaker, you would think, anyway, economically. And you know, they're not selling much oil these days. See where they're trying to make money by selling heroin. They had a big shipment going into Poland. I think Poland stopped it. There's a lot of heroin in Afghanistan, so it's easy to get the crop from Afghanistan and then try to sell it. So they're doing anything they can, but they're not going to give up. And I keep on saying this, as long as there's one jihadist left, they believe they've won the war. And some people will look at the situation and they'll say, you know, Trump is losing. He's losing face. He seems weak because, you know, he keeps on going back, wanting to go back to the negotiation table when the Iranians just want to buy time because they realize Trump is not going to be there forever. And if they can wait until the next administration, they'll be all right. They'll be hunky-dory, and, they'll be able to build their infrastructure back up, their weapons back up, get that nuclear program going again, and build that bomb so they can drop a big one and bring in their Messiah. And we'll have redemption on the jihad. It's a crazy world. So I don't know if it's going to work. I mean, I think Trump has no choice but to, even if he got some kind of agreement, even if he did make a deal with the Iranians, you think they would keep it? Of course not. They believe in lying. They believe they can do anything immoral or unethical to get their way, I'm going to turn off my phone. It's making all these beeps. And it's a totally different mentality. It's really a cult. It's very tribal. And I don't think Trump has the right advisors around him. I mean, he has Woodcock, but Woodcock, he's been bought out by a lot of these people. I know Qatar helped him a lot. And it seems to me, that they're too sympathetic toward the bad guys, meaning the jihadists. And then here in the United States, you got these elections going on in California. And tell me no fraud is going on in California with the election. I mean, it takes them 3 or 4 weeks to really complete the vote. And we see that the Republican guy running for mayor, Pratt, is out of it now. He looked like he was, at first, he looked like he was winning. But then all of a sudden, as soon as they started counting those mail-in ballots, he began to lose. It's typical. It's the same playbook they use over and over again. Just draw it out. Like the Arabs are drawing out, the jihadists are drawing out the negotiations. The Democrats draw out the election so they can manipulate it. Same way the jihadists are trying to manipulate Trump. The Democrats are trying to manipulate the election by using shenanigans, fraud, being untruthful, whatever it takes, right? The ends justifies the means. So anything is allowed as long as you reach your objective. And for the Democrats, it seems like it's a socialist communist state. And, if we keep on going in this direction and nobody pays the price for it, I don't see that many people being put in jail by all the corruption that was done under Biden, and all the ways they tried to bring down Trump, tried to impeach him, raided his home, tried to say he was treasonous for January the 6th, all this stuff. And it seems like the DOJ is having a hard time, putting people in jail because of it. I mean, Bundy didn't stay there too long. She got in trouble over Epstein, which is really, Epstein was a bad guy, but he's, there's so many other issues we have to focus on as far as corruption goes within the politics. So I don't know. I think God has a plan. Thank God. We don't really know what it is. And everything is sort of uncertain. I mean, the stock market is booming. Is it up today? I'm not sure. Because of AI, technology, and stuff like that. And there's a lot of potential in the economy because we're on a new age, basically, a new industrial age driven by technology and AI. The job scene is changing more and more. I mean, the job market seems to be hot, but what kind of jobs are not the same as before. And I don't know if everybody is happy with the job situation, depending on where you are. My wife just recently got a new job, which is good. I guess it's positive. It's positive for us. So there are good signals out there. There are some good signs, but there's just so much negativity in the background. And it's hard to find a clear path without so many obstacles in the way. And when I say a clear path, I mean a path toward the light, the Judeo-Christian principles, the things we grew up with, if you're my age anyway, believing in that the country was basically a really great country and that the founding fathers had the best idea when they wrote the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. But see, nobody teaches history anymore. They hardly know what the Holocaust was today because it's not taught in the schools. So there's a lot of anti-Semitism because a lot of people just see the Jews as a pariah, and they have no idea of the history, not only with the Holocaust, but in the Middle East. They don't know how the Jews came about to go back to Israel. They don't know. They probably don't study the Bible much, so they never read totally the Old Testament. I mean, there are Christians, sure, and there are some people religious, but a lot of people have lost their traditions, unfortunately. And that's the big problem. When you lose your traditions, you lose your roots, and you lose your path, and you are lost. So a lot of people are lost out there in the wilderness. I hope we find our way back. Anyway, this is Bob on Bob's Blues in the News. Just giving you my 3 cents on this Tuesday morning. It's rainy here in Atlanta, but hopefully we'll get some sun back maybe this afternoon. Huh? Hope the sun comes out for you wherever you are. And remember, love and peace is the answer. But hate, you have to fight it all the time. You have to put down the hate. And I'll just continue with my soon. I'll release this soon, eventually. Exorcise your demons.
Rest assured I will steal some holy water. Exorcise your demons. I've got to low down on the dark side. Know what you sacrifice for fun. I'll never stop your laughing. I'll exorcise your demons. Been insecure, but my love's enough that you can endure. The truth is there in front of your face. I'll be your angel, baby, your saving grace. And when the fires and the winds are raging, and the darkness swallows up the sun, rest assured I will steal some holy water, exorcise your demons. And the darkness swallows up the sun. Rest assured I will steal some holy water and exercise your demons.